today I'm sitting down with Todd Matherne. Thank you so much for coming by. You are the CEO, executive owner of Renaissance Publishing.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so y'all do tons of, and so y'all are really old school, but I'm getting to that. But you do a bunch of different magazines.
Sure. So we own 8 magazines.
8 magazines.
And
okay.
so we also publish custom publishing projects for other people, in addition to the 8 that we own.
Oh, okay.
So we own.
So you could put out Kevin Magazine if I wanted to.
Yes, we could. Absolutely. If you got the right fee, we'd be happy to publish a magazine.
Yeah.
Or we could do something on coffee. I mean, we can do a coffee magazine or something,
That's
We're always
cool.
looking for niches. And so we're a niche player.
Niche.
So St. Charles Avenue, which is what you had right there.
St. Charles
that's
Avenue.
really a philanthropic magazine where we cover nonprofit events.
Okay.
Biz New Orleans, which we started in 2014, is a relaunch of something we did in 2003. And so that's our business magazine.
All business.
All business once a month.
But your main
flagship is New Orleans Magazine.
New Orleans
It's been around
Magazine.
for 52 years.
52 years.
52
I did not
years.
know that.
Right.
So I must say at this point, I would like to thank New Orleans Magazine for voting Coast Roast the best coffee shop in town.
Absolutely.
Or readers, I guess.
Yes. So we do a reader poll every year,
Uh-huh.
and we've been doing it. We call it Tops of the Town. And we've been doing that poll since the 80s.
I don't know how I won that. I have no idea.
Well,
I
you
was
must
shocked.
do great work.
I was shocked. Actually, when someone sent it to me, I thought they photoshopped it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
Played
get
a
out
joke
of
on
here.
you?
Yeah, it was like, me and then other names that you would know that
Right.
would think would win something like that. So
Yeah,
it
well.
was cool. It was awesome.
Well, our readers are very, focused on New Orleans, and here you are. We're at the auction house. and
Yeah. This is my first actual real episode of Coffee with Kevin. I've played around with Harry, my manager here, but this is my first episode
Well,
here.
I'm glad
so.
to be here. It's a beautiful
Yes,
place.
It's a gorgeous place, and it's fun to go back and forth between uptown and downtown, and
Right.
to have that. So I guess one of the things with the show, I've done so many episodes with print media, and it's funny. Like here I am, like a YouTube show of sorts, and I'm doing it. And I'm hosting a lot of print media people when you go scroll back through, and I don't know if I'm doing that subconsciously or whether or not print media is relevant. And so I guess that would be, you think it is.
Yeah, we think print's real relevant. I mean, we own 8 magazines. We produce on various frequencies from quarterly to monthly, and so we do embrace digital. We have a website, myneworleans.com and bizneworleans.com, and each magazine has their own brand of Louisiana Life, which is another magazine we do, Acadiana Profile, which covers the Lafayette, Acadiana region. So each one has their own digital presence, but in our opinion, print drives digital.
Print drives digital.
Print drives digital.
Okay.
And so
print drives digital.
A lot of people will pick up a magazine, they'll start looking through it, and they'll see something of interest to them. And then they'll immediately go to the digital platform, whatever they have, their computer, their tablet, their mobile phone, and look up that information on, wait, what is this product? What is this going on?
I absolutely agree. So here's what I actually don't advertise in New Orleans Magazine yet, but you can shake me down after the show. One of the print ads I do is Gambit. And what I run in Gambit is just a picture of a coffee cup. And I put
simple
Market,
simple branding is the
auction
best.
house, And
a lot of customers come and they'll want to design an ad with a lot of words and a lot of stuff, and we're like, simple branding is the best.
Because people Google Coast Roast once
Absolutely.
they see the cool picture, And the reason I started doing that is because of the way my wife reads New Orleans Magazine. So I'll tell you, when which is crazy because my wife's, I hope to be considered a young person, but my wife's a little bit younger than me, and so she will go, when she comes home from Dornax, she comes home with New Orleans Magazine, and then of course me, I grew up here, and that when I think of well,
Dornax is our #1 location. More people buy New Orleans Magazine at Dornax than any other place in the city.
That's Gambit's thing too.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy. So I just see
St. Charles Avenue, Biz New Orleans, all of that is picked up.
It's picked up more at Dornax.
Dornax is a staple, true test of your product, and so
I should have my coffee at Dornax.
You should.
I always say I can pick up all my yacht supplies at Dornax,
that's
whatever
right.
I need.
Well,
but my wife picking up this
that's their
magazine.
brand. We got that.
We got that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So her picking up this magazine is what kind of sparked me to because she's always on Instagram and all that. She's always on her phone. I gotta let her know I live in the house. But but she'll pick up New Orleans Magazine and thumb through it and read it. But she's reading it. And that's what really got me like, wow, okay, so Instagram is sort of like an old magazine. Like you're paging through and you're looking at the pictures, and if something catches your eye, you read it. So I tried to design my print ad like an Instagram post.
Well, also too, I mean, everything you see that we do is coffee table. So here we are having coffee. We have magazines on the table. They're nice, slick, glossy.
Yeah.
We don't do any newsprint. So,
Okay.
like the Advocate there, that's newsprint.
Yeah.
And so one of the things you're talking about is your wife will see something digitally, and she'll be 3 days later like, oh, I saw it, but I can't remember where I saw it because she
Right.
goes through so many digital channels.
Digital disappears.
Digital chaos.
It's the New Orleans magazine
so-
sitting on the coffee table.
You can go back and say, I saw it in New Orleans Magazine. I can go back and pick up my old issue. I can flip back through it and find
Yeah.
something. And there's quite a few people who call the office and say, hey, I know you publish, for instance, I'll give you an example. New Orleans Magazine publishes in August every year our Top Doctors issue. And so our Top Doctors issue every August is the #1 requested issue we get all year long.
Okay.
More people call us in September, November, January, March. Hey, I know you published this issue. And we're like, oh yes, our August Top Doctors issue. We'll send you a copy. And so those kinds of things, when you publish something and have a reference, like Tops of the Town. For instance, we publish our Tops of the Town winners which you are a winner of. People will come back and say, hey, I want to go see who the readers voted for in these
In these
categories.
whatever categories later on, if
Where
I try to...
doctors is a different model where those doctors are done based on peers. So it's a peer review, so it's a
Yeah.
more professional review. And so doctors is something you can't really, take a chance with. You got to have professional people,
Right.
not readers
Yeah,
voting
you're
on
not
best
reading
doctors.
photos. Right.
Right,
You want
right.
professionals to
Right.
know. Right.
Right.
But it's interesting to me to see that because you hear print's dead, digital's where it's at, the internet, it's only, the internet's really only a piece of the pie.
Right.
But and this is so much more, if you do, or like me talking about Tops of the Town, it's a
Right.
great example. Here I am
still talking about
I'm
it.
Still talking
It
about
came out
it.
5 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I've been voted things on the internet, and I totally don't even know what that is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'll give you another example on print. So one of the business lines we do is we do custom publishing, where we publish magazines for other people.
Okay.
And so we have actually picked up more custom in the last year than we've done in our own business line.
Really?
And it's mainly because associations and people want to create a product that they can brand themselves with and have it go to their membership. So
Okay.
we publish now a quarterly magazine for the Louisiana Motor Transport Association.
Okay.
It's the association of sort of the truck drivers and truck lines in the transport industry of Louisiana. And so they have a website, they have a great organization, they focus on a lot of things, but they publish a magazine called Open Road. And so how do they reach their audience in a way that doesn't get cluttered with the internet?
Right.
We also publish a quarterly magazine for the Port of South Louisiana. We publish work for Port of New Orleans. We do HBA magazine, a
So you're saying
chamber
that
magazine.
these big people are embracing print
Because their message is constantly getting cluttered in the digital world.
Yeah.
And they want to send something to that person directly to home, directly to business in a
Right.
way that we can make it a
So-
true branding.
Yeah.
So no different than you decided to put your coffee cup with Coast Roast on
Right.
your ad, where you just want to
I
brand
just
that
want to
product.
brand it. Here it is.
They want to create a product that they can brand themselves, and so that's what helps us in publishing. So Jazz Fest is coming up in less than a month. We publish the program for Jazz Fest. We publish all the game day magazines for the New Orleans Saints. All those types of products we want to continue to publish because it's very niche, and those organizations don't have a publishing house.
Yeah.
And so that's where we come into
You come
play.
in and here it is. Here's what we want to do. You
Here's
print
how we
it,
can create something
and
for you.
And handing this is nice. It's
Correct.
a nice thing to
The
get.
ballet we do, tax-free shopping. I can go on and on.
I
Tax-free
just
shopping.
think that's so interesting because of and especially today with the news out is all of Facebook and all this kind of thing.
Right.
But
Well, there's a trust factor. I mentioned this to you earlier. The internet puts out a lot of stories. But
yeah.
do you trust the stories on the internet?
We're getting into fake news now.
Correct.
Can we print a magazine called Fake News?
We could. Well, I
That'd be
think there
great.
is a website that does that, doesn't
It
it?
does, well, you see, it's a well. There's a lot of websites
Yeah.
that do fake news,
Right.
you know. But yeah, we're gonna have fake news magazine. I like
Right.
it.
Satire.
Satire. I just
Right.
think that's so cool, and I really appreciate all the work y'all do, and I do enjoy reading New Orleans magazine. A lot of history in it, which I enjoy. I enjoy.
Right.
I hit all the old history stuff. You
Well,
know?
I can tell you, I have the fortunate luxury of owning a business that publishes magazines and in the media, but we have 38 employees who actually are
Yeah.
the true people who do all the work every day. I mean,
Yeah.
they're the ones who win the awards, and we win national awards from various associations we belong to and things like that. So, we were.
And so you're trying to, and so in that being said, when you talk about the trust factor in that, and one of the things I even do with my little YouTube show, I always say, with media, quality is where it's at.
Correct.
So people are going to seek out New Orleans Magazine because it's got quality in it, or I want to find out the
Biz
latest
New
business news. What's gonna make me pick up biz news? Quality. I want good articles.
Right. I'll give you an example. So, Biz New Orleans. So, if something breaks right now, business oriented, it's going to be on the internet, and the story will be old news tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be something. So, Biz New Orleans, what it does is it looks at a more lifestyle oriented business focus and a more feature focus. And so, Biz New Orleans isn't your breaking news source, but BizNewOrleans.com on the web is your breaking news source.
Okay.
So we can publish a news story that's happening today, right now, but we're working editorially. Right, we're sitting here in April, we're working July, so we already assigned our June cover stories and we're done. So we're focusing on what do we cover in July. So we're so far in advance, you can't really focus on breaking news.
Right.
Where we have a website that focuses on breaking news all day long.
Yeah. Oh, so
And
you hit the
the
website.
internet is what's the breaking news channel.
Right, and
It's-
that's one of the things because people
With
make
daily
fun of me
newspapers.
with the daily newspapers.
That's why the
same
Times
thing.
Picayune is 3 days a week.
That's exactly it.
Because they can't break news in a newspaper anymore.
No, but
Because it's already online the next
but I
day
want
before.
my newspaper to be more. I want it to be more in depth. I want to learn. I'm going to go to the website and see the breaking stuff, but I want to read more in depth. And I
Correct.
guess the magazine's like being the next
and
step.
some of the newspapers don't have the resources for that.
To do the
Yeah.
to
It's
do,
tough.
yeah.
Right, and that's why they've moved more to the investigative journalism, where there's an advocate and they team up with a television station and do these lengthy investigative stories and things of that nature, because that drives more people to go buy the paper, go to their website.
It's something that people aren't talking about.
Correct.
But it's like old news, if you will, but it's extremely relevant. It works print works extremely well for the coffee shop, and also the internet works
That's it.
extremely well for the coffee shop. So
Right.
it's a symbiotic thing. So definitely check out New Orleans Magazine, Renaissance Publishing. The website is myneworleans.com. I'll put the link down below.
BizNewOrleans.com,
BizNewOrleans.com. Todd, thank you so much for
Kevin,
coming to
thank
have
you very
coffee with
much.
me. It was
Great
so
to
much
have you.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.